What's going on, guys? It's the Nicholas Persakis Chelsea Football Channel, and this is the match preview for tomorrow's game against Wolverhampton Wanderers, Chelsea versus Wolves. Been a few results since we've done well against Wolves. Of course, they did the double over us last year. One against Stamford Bridge where we got absolutely lit up, and one at Wolves on Boxing Day where again it wasn't a very good showing whatsoever. Um, Wolves have gotten the better over us. I think over the past 3 or 2 years, even when it comes to um overall results. So something's got to change. This Wolves team played against Arsenal last weekend and they didn't look as good. Of course, they lost Max Kilman. He went to West Ham. Um their overall defense didn't look that good in that game, but against it's Arsenal, so you really can't judge them too much. They're going up against a Chelsea team which in essence has a lot of attacking prowess. But again, it's still Chelsea. I mean, we looked really poor against Servette. Um, in a game where we really should have been dominant. Obviously, we're going to be looking at that game on Thursday, hoping for a really better result, but we'll get to that when it gets to that. Um, but yeah, Arsenal, Chelsea versus Wolves on Sunday. We have high hopes. Of course, I would like to see a really good result. Um, there's been a few updates. I think Maresca said that Pedro Neto might not be ready or might not play due to him playing consistent minutes last Sunday and then here on Thursday. I think he said something around the lines of we don't want to rush him too much. He's played a total. I think he said he's played 90 minutes in the two games. I don't know if he'll be playing. It was something around the lines of he wasn't sure if they'd be playing. I think he will end up playing. If it's not starting, he will come off the bench. Either way, in my lineup, I do have him starting as a little sneak peek, but there's a chance that he won't play. Um, Overall, there's going to be a few changes from this game against Servette. Of course, I think the entire point of the Servette game in a way was to get rotation. And there's a lot of players who haven't played this. Well, actually, there's been players who played this season, like Disasi came into the mix and played pretty decently in the Servette game as the right back and the right center back role, I guess it would be. So you want to see these players start to get more playing time and start to get more rotation, and that's the all the good stuff you want to see from your manager getting able to rotation. He also said some crucial words over I think as well on Friday. He said that uh if you're not training hard, you're not gonna play. It's as simple as that. He stated, maybe it was a dig at certain players. Maybe that's why. Maybe he didn't see. Maybe it was a dig at straight at Madueke. Of course, a guy who's been known to have some issues with his character, especially from last season. It hasn't really carried over, but maybe it's a dig at some guys. Or just like a straight up saying, "Hey guys, I'm a new manager. I don't really care how new I may be. I'm coming in and I'm establishing my overall philosophy on this squad. If you're not going to give it your all every day, like I'm going to give for you guys, you're not going to be playing. You may score a goal in the Servette game, but just because you don't train hard in the next 4 games, you're not going to play on Sunday. It's that simple. As annoyed as you may be, you're not bigger than the club. The club runs as an overall group. So, that's something that I feel is, you like to see in managers. I think that Maresca is showing that he's not a bitch. He's telling these guys the way it's gonna be. And that's the way I love to see it. So that's really good to see. Overall showings from last games, I mean, I have a few guys playing who you wouldn't think would start after the results that they gave in the last games, but I think that they need the playing time. It's so early in the season, you got to be giving these guys playing times. I think it's only fair. So let's hop into these lineups. This is the lineup I decided to pick for this Wolves game. Uh, Jorgensen, Colwell, Fofana, Gusto, Caicedo, Cucurella, Neto, Nkunku, Palmer, Madueke, Jackson. I think in this lineup, there's so many changes he could make. There's so many different players that he could be rotating in this midfield that it's so hard to pick. Easily, Caicedo could be switched out for somebody like Enzo Fernandez, or if Enzo Fernandez needs to play one of these positions for like Nkunku or Palmer, it could happen. Caicedo could also be switched for Romeo Lavia, who I think was the best player on that Sunday against Man City for us. It almost feels disrespectful to not put him in here. But the problem is like it's hard to fit all these midfielders in the same squad together. It's not impossible, but to get the presence you need, somebody's going to get left out. somebody's most definitely going to get left out. And right now, it's Enzo Fernandez and Romeo Lavia. I think you need the attacking presence. I don't see a way you can leave Nkunku out of the squad. I don't see a way you can leave Palmer out of the squad. Of course, well, you're not going to leave Palmer out. And I want to fit Madueke in here. So just to get these guys all in the same squad, it's a little, um, it's a little difficult. Starting from the back, I think Jorgensen needs to play at goalkeeper, but of course there was an update saying that the Premier League goalie just for now is going to be Robert Sanchez. So you basically could just go, okay, it's guaranteed. At this point, I'd love to see Jorgensen play more, but the chances of him playing in that game on Sunday are basically zero from what Maresca stated. Colwell on this left-hand side, I have him on the center backs. Of course, this all depends on what he wants to do information-wise. Going based off the game against Servette, he wants to keep the philosophy of inverting the left backs. Of course, he's not going to get away. He's not going to, slide away from it. So I have it based off the fact that Colwell's on the left side center back role, and he's going to be playing that role in this one. I think he's better in the middle, but the thing is, I don't think that he's going to shy away from playing Colwell and Fofana together again in the Premier League. I think he's going to stick with the same. I have Gusto on the right side of this three. It easily could be something like this. Caicedo goes over on this side. Gusto as well plays here. And I think it easily could be something like this. Cucurella's played a role like this before in a back three. Do I think that he would do that? Do you think he'd rather infer the left-sided player than the right-sided player for a game like this? I don't know. I think Cucurella would fit more in that role. I think it would be better for the lineup because he's a player who's done it before. But it's just like one of those things. Like if he plays Gusto at right center back, it's going to be a little bit more of a liability at the position. So, like, again, he instead could go for somebody like Axel Disasi. He could go for somebody. I still have these Chalaba and Silva in here. He could go for Benoit Badiashile. He can go for Tosin, who I thought was really, really good in the last game, Tosin. So it's one of those things where I think he could do any of the sorts. But I think that's what he's going to end up doing. I think that he'll end up going for Gusto, and he may end up playing conventionally again. But I guess we'll have to find out. Again, I have Cucurella and Caicedo in the midfield. Cucurella, of course, fits this inverted wingback style really good. He's shown to be a way better player who can underlap really well into these areas. Not sure, again, how much he'll let him push up, but I think he's a very good player. Caicedo, I think he captained the last game. There's a good chance that Romeo Lavia might slide into this position. Again, it's another thing we're going to have to find out. I think Caicedo might start again, though. I really liked the way he played in the last game, so I think he can translate it again. Nkunku and Palmer I have as the attacking mids. I want to see these two play together. We've barely seen them play together throughout this overall preseason and then overall, but I think these two together are going to create such a good pairing. And I just think the team is so much better with these two in. So I think having that presence of attacking players is going to be so important. I have Neto starting. Like I said, there's a chance that Neto doesn't even play in this game. And if that's the case, I see Mudryk starting on the left. Even though he just played the full 90 in the Servette game, I see him playing at least as a starter in this one as well. As well, like I said, I think if Neto doesn't start, I think he will come off the bench. They did say that João Felix may play for this game. There's a chance he will. It's going to be up in the air. So I'm not going to assume he's going to play yet. He's definitely not going to start, so I'm not going to throw him in any starting lineups. There's a chance he could play. If he does, I don't know if I see him playing off the wing. I think I see him being one more as a sub for one of these two guys. So I'm going to go for now, and I'm going to say Pedro Neto starting, but I'm not going to assume. Madueke, I think he just deserves it. The preseason was fantastic. He didn't play in the City game. I don't know why. He played in the Servette game, scored, made an instant impact. So I see him starting in this one against Wolves, and I see him making a good impact as well in this one on the right-hand side. I have Jackson up top. Mark Guiu, I have a feeling as well may come off the bench and do something, come around the same time he did it in the City game. But I'm hoping for better from Jackson in this one. Wasn't too bad in the City game, but I think I want to see a bit more from Jackson in this one, but I think he deserves to play. Overall, I think this would be a very solid lineup, but it's just a little bit you have to think between, does he want to play another center back for Gusto? Does another winger play for Neto? Does he want to play Enzo Fernandez or Lavia and take one of these attacking mids out? I can easily see a world where Palmer again starts on the right-hand side and a midfielder comes in. Hopefully, in that case, you see maybe Gusto push up and he plays more here, and then Palmer comes through the middle more. That's what you would hope. But again, you're not going to make any assumptions. Those are the biggest decisions he has to make. What will he do? We're going to find out. Guys, let me know what you think. That's my overall lineup. He's got a lot of decisions to make going into this game against Wolves. Again, like we said, a team we haven't beaten very recently. So we've got to come out the gates flying. We did well coming out the gates in Servette, but then in the first half it was horrible. Second half looked a lot better. So we have to make sure there's more progression. So he's got a lot of things to decide in his mind. Um, if Gusto plays, if Neto plays, it all depends on how he sets up the lineup. So we have to hope that maybe we can come out the gates, get 2 quick goals, or maybe get a quick goal off the gate, and then play your possession, play your attacking soccer. Hopefully, we could do that in this game. I have really high hopes. I'm saying a 2-1 Chelsea win is my overall result. I think 2-1's fair to say. I think we will allow a goal in this one. I don't think the defense is there yet, away from home wise, that we won't be able that will concede a goal. So let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, guys, comment. Thank you very much for watching. See ya on Sunday after the game. Peace.